we're going to make pesto pasta, but we're going to do it in such a way that's also healthy. So no matter how you cook food, number one, it's always going to be portion control, as you know.
That's right.
So
starts with the size of the plate, and I think a great tip that we've talked about many times, use a smaller plate, you will train yourself to eat and want less food.
That's true. And what we're going to make here, it really is probably enough to feed 6 people.
Definitely.
But I know people who would say, well, I can eat that whole thing by myself. So portion control, but learning that there are certain foods that you may think they're bad for you, but they aren't necessarily bad for you.
You just have to learn to enjoy them in different ways.
That's right. So pesto is a good example. What's so great about pesto, and people don't realize
I'm going to just test your pasta for you, baby, so you don't overcook it.
And
this is whole wheat pasta, whole wheat or whole grain, yes?
Whole wheat pasta, number one, if you're going to eat pasta, you have to learn how to enjoy whole wheat pasta, because whole grain pasta, it's more filling, it has more fiber.
This is ready. Do you need
it is ready, so I'm going to fire up. All you have to do to make pesto, it's really easy.
Okay, I got the pasta.
All right.
I saved a little starchy cooking water. You're adding some pine nuts.
You've got pine nuts, a little pecorino cheese, and you don't need a ton, but just enough to give it a little flavor. And
you got pecorino and parm. You got your pine nuts. You gotta get your garlic in there, brother.
So show me how to do that, because garlic is one of those things loaded with antioxidants. It's anti-inflammatory, and it adds flavor. And here's the key: garlic adds flavor without sodium.
Gotcha.
And as we all know, we get way too much sodium in our diet.
Well, plus you're getting some sodium from the cheeses that you use.
That's exactly right. All right, so
no
I'm going to fire
olive oil whatsoever. Come on, olive oil's good for you. Come on. Come on.
Let's add a couple tablespoons.
Sounds good to me. 1, 2.
Heart healthy, and this is the other big thing.
Heart 2. What? I normally use half a cup. Come on. Okay.
And what's great about that is that olive oil has heart health benefits. And yeah, it's fattening, but it's good fat.
And it gives your skin a nice glow.
And it fills you up.
That's right.
So you're not hungry 2 hours later. So just basically blend until you get to a nice thick paste.
What do you want me to throw in here, buddy?
So why don't we go ahead and throw some asparagus in there, Rach?
Another little bit of olive oil in the pan. I'm going to throw in some asparagus. We have some lean protein. This is white meat chicken you've browned off, yes?
So that's ready to go. And then once I get the asparagus softened up a little bit, I throw in basically the tomatoes, which are cut in half. Throw those on there for a couple minutes. So just a little shake.
Look at it, like a man. There you go. Nicely done. Very sexy.
See, I've always wanted to do that.
Very sexy.
So let's throw the tomatoes in.
Salt, a little bit of sea salt.
You can add a little sea salt, because again, most of the salt we get comes from processed foods, not from what we add. And a little pepper to taste.
A little black pepper.
If you need more later, you can do it.
Give it a shake again, baby. That's sexy. Now it's pretty good. It's pretty good. Now listen, explain to me the difference, especially about belly fat. Is belly fat more dangerous than fat that you store in other places of your body?
Belly fat is the most dangerous type of fat. It's called visceral fat, and it basically hugs your internal organs. The reason it's so dangerous is it increases your risk for heart disease, diabetes, and so many other illnesses. So what's cool about every food, that when I talk about getting rid of your belly, I'm also talking about foods that are going to improve your heart health. They're going to improve your joint health. They're going to improve every organ system in your body.
So you'll have better, more active sex on top.
Better sex is not a bad byproduct. All right, so at this stage, Rachel, if you want to wilt the spinach a little bit, it's up to you. A lot of people will just throw the spinach directly in with the pasta. But
I like it with a little bit of wilt.
I actually do too.
I prefer that.
So let's mix that in there a little bit.
And can we throw the chicken back in as well?
Let's throw the chicken back in. And what's cool about this, for people who are in a time crunch, it takes, 10 minutes to boil the pasta. This took me maybe a minute to make the pesto.
Oh, this is not even, it's like a 15-minute dinner.
And once you are ready with all the ingredients, I literally just pour it on top of the pasta.
Yeah, we have to get all the pesto in there.
We've already got pesto.
The starchy cooking water is vital. You must add a little of that starchy cooking water. It's what makes the pesto come together with everybody and get along nice.
Is that pre-made pesto over there, Rachel? Do you want to?
Well, you don't want to use the one that you just ground up fresh? This is yours.
I know, but I don't trust myself.
It looks great. Stir that up.
So now you've got the pesto with the pasta.
You've got high protein. You've got your dark leafy greens, right? You've got extra protein and fiber because you used whole wheat pasta, correct?
You smell that?
It smells.
It really does smell good. All right, so then we add it all together.
Everybody goes in there. Toss that together with the tongs, just like that. Give me this.
And what I love also, Rach, is when you make a meal like this, for a guy like me who grew up in the Midwest, This is a hearty meal. It's healthy. You know, the men in your family will love to eat this because it has substance.
Exactly. You're not going
And
to go
look
away
at the color of that. All those colors.
You know, if you eat with your eyes, then you got to know that every time you eat with this much color, you're going to get tons of flavor and that it's good for your body as well.